Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're focusing on a coin that may have passed under the radar for many, but for those who know what to look for, it can be a true treasure. That's right, we're talking about the 2008 Oklahoma State Quarter, a coin that not only holds historical significance but could also put a surprising amount of money in your pocket if you're lucky enough to own one in the right condition. Now, the Oklahoma State Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which began back in 1999. This series was introduced to celebrate each of the United States, one, by releasing a unique design for every state. And in 2008, the Oklahoma Quarter was released, marking the 46th state in the series. The quarter features a stunning image of a scissortail flycatcher, Oklahoma's state bird, perched on a branch, with a stunning depiction of the state's outline in the background. But what makes this quarter so special, you ask? Well, for one, not all Oklahoma quarters are created equal. Many were produced in large quantities, but some have incredibly rare features that can make them worth far more than their face value of just 25 cents. The real value in these quarters comes from their rarity, condition, and minting errors. Like any coin, the more pristine and undamaged it is, the higher its value. But beyond just condition, some Oklahoma quarters have unique errors that set them apart from the rest. For example, one of the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting is finding a coin with misprints or striking errors, and the Oklahoma Quarter is no exception. Some coins have been discovered with misaligned designs, where the state bird is out of place or even incomplete. There are also examples of quarters with double strikes, where the design has been stamped more than once, creating a blurry or overlapping image. These errors are incredibly rare, and as you can imagine, they can send collectors into a frenzy. But why are collectors so eager to find these errors? Well, for one, error coins are unique. They're one-of-a-kind pieces that weren't meant to exist in that form, making them highly desirable. The more unusual the error, the more collectors are willing to pay to get their hands on one. And if the coin is in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been worn down by years of circulation, it could be worth even more. Now, let's talk about condition, a critical factor in determining the worth of any coin. The 2008 Oklahoma Quarter that has remained in mint condition without being heavily circulated can fetch a much higher price than the average quarter you find in your change. Many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, meaning they've likely been scratched, worn, or discolored. But for those lucky enough to find one in near-perfect condition, you're looking at a coin that has become quite rare. When it comes to collecting coins like the Oklahoma State Quarter, it's all about the details. If you happen to have one in great condition, or if you've stumbled upon a coin with an error, then you could have a hidden gem on your hands. And here's the best part, even if you don't find a perfect coin or an error coin, some versions of the Oklahoma Quarter still hold value simply because they were produced in smaller numbers or were part of special minting batches. In fact, the rarity of specific years or batches can drastically change a coin's worth. As a collector, you might be wondering how much this particular quarter could be worth. Well, if you're lucky enough to have one of those rare, uncirculated Oklahoma quarters with a significant minting error, the price could be truly jaw-dropping. We're talking about a coin that, in the right condition, could easily be worth up to $42,000. Yes, you heard that right. $42,000 for a single quarter. Imagine finding something so small, yet so valuable. It's like striking gold in your own collection. Now, I can hear you saying, how can I find one of these treasures? The key is to always be on the lookout. Check your change, check your old coin jars, and be sure to inspect each coin for those small but significant details, whether it's a minor minting error or just a coin in excellent condition. You never know when you might find a rare Oklahoma State Quarter that's worth more than you could ever imagine, and that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. There are always surprises around the corner, and each find brings with it a new mystery. So, next time you're out searching for rare coins, don't forget to keep an eye out for that 2008 Oklahoma State Quarter, and who knows? You might just discover a hidden treasure worth thousands of dollars. Top 2, we're diving into a coin that's both historic and incredibly valuable, though not many people know its true worth. You're about to discover the fascinating world of the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter, a coin that could be worth way more than you think. Released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, the 2004 Wisconsin Quarter celebrates the state's agricultural heritage. The design on this quarter features an ear of corn, which is an iconic symbol of Wisconsin's rich farming tradition, along with a beautiful depiction of the state outline. It's simple, yet powerful, a perfect representation of Wisconsin's place in the heart of America's farming belt. But here's where things get interesting: not all Wisconsin quarters are the same. In fact, there are certain versions of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter that can be worth a lot more than their face value of just 25 cents. You may be wondering, what makes this coin so special? Well, it's all about rarity, errors, and condition. First off, let's talk about rarity. While millions of Wisconsin quarters were minted, only a small fraction of them are in perfect, uncirculated condition. Many were used in everyday transactions and have been subject to wear and tear. A quarter that's been tossed around in your change jar for years might not seem like much, but if you manage to find one in pristine condition, it could be worth something special. Now, what makes this quarter truly fascinating for collectors is the minting error that makes it stand out. You see, some 2004 Wisconsin quarters were struck with a unique mistake: an extra corn stalk that was accidentally added to the design. This error occurred when a die used in the minting process was slightly damaged, leading to a second, unexpected stalk of corn being stamped onto the coin. These error coins are incredibly rare and are highly sought after by collectors, as they're one-of-a-kind pieces that didn't mean to exist. But that's not the only thing that makes the Wisconsin quarter intriguing. The Mint also released two different versions of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter. One version shows the ear of corn with a clean, simple design, while the other includes the additional corn stalk error. This difference in design makes the coin even more appealing to collectors, as they can hunt for the rare error version among regular issues. You might be wondering how to identify these rare coins. If you come across a 2004 Wisconsin quarter, take a close look at the ear of corn. Is there an extra stalk poking out? If so, you could be holding a coin that's much more valuable than you initially thought. The beauty of coin collecting is that sometimes, the smallest imperfections, like a tiny minting error, can make a coin incredibly valuable. So, let's talk about value. If you've been lucky enough to find one of these error coins, especially in uncirculated condition, it can be worth a lot of money. The regular 2004 Wisconsin quarters are generally worth face value or a little bit more if they're in excellent condition, but the ones with the extra corn stalk, those are the real treasures. In fact, if you have one of these rare error coins, it could be worth up to $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000 for a quarter. Imagine walking into your local coin shop or auction and finding out that your 2004 Wisconsin quarter, with its unique error, is worth thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's full of surprises, and the value of a coin can increase dramatically based on its rarity, condition, and any special features like minting errors. Now, you might be thinking, where can I find these rare coins? Well, you'll want to keep your eyes peeled for any 2004 Wisconsin quarters that stand out. It's all about being meticulous when inspecting your coins. Whether you're going through a box of old change, shopping at flea markets, or digging through your own collection, always be on the lookout for that extra stalk of corn. And if you don't have one yet, don't worry, these coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered. For collectors, this is the perfect example of why it's so important to check the small details. A tiny error, something that might seem insignificant to the untrained eye, can make all the difference when it comes to the value of a coin. So, the next time you're looking at a coin, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You could be holding onto a rare find that could bring in a substantial return. In conclusion, the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter is more than just a simple piece of currency, it's a hidden treasure. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just getting started, don't overlook the potential of these quarters. If you're lucky enough to find a 2004 Wisconsin quarter with that extra corn stalk error, you could be looking at a coin worth $40,000. Top 3, we're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your collection or even your change jar, quietly waiting to make you a small fortune. If you've ever wondered about the hidden value of your pocket change, then you're in for a treat. We're talking about the 2000 Virginia State Quarter, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, it's anything but. Released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, this quarter features a unique design that celebrates Virginia's rich history. Virginia was the 10th state to be admitted to the Union, and its quarter highlights the state's historical significance with an image of the Statue of Liberty in the background, with a portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, who was born in Virginia. A simple, yet iconic design that perfectly represents this state's role in shaping the nation's history. However, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a few possess the characteristics that make them truly valuable. Let's dive into why this 2000 Virginia quarter can be worth far more than its face value, and what makes it so attractive to collectors and investors alike. To start, let's talk about rarity. Although many 2000 Virginia quarters were produced, finding one that's in mint condition is a different story. The vast majority of these coins were circulated in daily transactions, meaning they've been subject to wear and tear, scratches, and discoloration. But here's the thing, coin collectors are always on the lookout for those rare pieces that have remained in uncirculated condition. A quarter that's been carefully preserved, free of any damage, is far rarer than one that's been through years of circulation. And that's where the true value lies. Now, let's get into the real heart of what makes the 2000 Virginia quarter so special: minting errors. These errors are the goldmine of the coin collecting world. A minting error happens when something goes wrong during the production of the coin, resulting in a unique flaw or mistake that wasn't intended. In the case of the Virginia quarter, there are several types of errors that have been reported, including double strikes, misaligned designs, and off-center strikes. Imagine you've got a 2000 Virginia quarter, and you notice that the design of George Washington is slightly off-center or has a faint double image. This is exactly the type of error that collectors dream about because these coins are incredibly rare. A misaligned or double-struck coin wasn't supposed to exist, making it a one-of-a-kind piece that's highly sought after by serious collectors. These coins, especially when in great condition, can fetch a premium price because they are unique and have never been seen before in that particular state. But it's not just the minting errors that make this coin valuable. The condition of the coin is absolutely critical when determining its worth. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, untouched by the hands of everyday transactions, are considered much more valuable. Think of it like finding a rare vintage car in mint condition. It's not just about the rarity of the car, it's about how well it's been taken care of over the years. The same goes for coins. If you happen to have a flawless 2000 Virginia quarter that's never been circulated, you're looking at something that could be worth far more than just 25 cents. But that's not all. When you combine the right condition with an error coin, you have something truly spectacular on your hands. Now, you're probably wondering, just how much could a 2000 Virginia quarter with these characteristics be worth? Well, depending on the error and the condition, the price can vary. A typical 2000 Virginia quarter in good condition might fetch a small premium, but if you've got an uncirculated coin with a minting error, then we're talking big money. If you've got the rarest of the rare, say, a 2000 Virginia quarter with an off-center strike or a double strike, and it's in near perfect or uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin worth up to $45,000. That's right, $45,000 for a single coin. It's incredible, isn't it? A simple quarter from the year 2000 could be worth more than most cars, homes, or vacations. So, what does this mean for you as a collector? It means you need to keep your eyes peeled for these rare finds. Whether you're going through your pocket change, going through old coin jars, or browsing at a local coin shop, always check your 2000 Virginia quarters for signs of minting errors or pristine condition. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes, the coins you least expect to be valuable are the ones that hold the most potential. So, if you come across a 2000 Virginia quarter, take the time to examine it carefully. Look for any imperfections or signs of unique errors. You never know when you might find a hidden treasure that could change everything. In conclusion, the 2000 Virginia quarter is a perfect example of how the world of coin collecting is more than just about finding rare coins. It's about understanding the nuances, the minting errors, the condition, and the history behind each coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this is a coin you'll want to keep on your radar, and who knows, maybe one day, you'll find that perfect, rare 2000 Virginia quarter worth $45,000. Top 4, we're going to dive into the world of the 2007 Idaho State Quarter, a coin that might look simple at first glance but has the potential to be a hidden treasure. If you're someone who loves collecting rare coins or you're just curious about the ones that could be worth big bucks, then you definitely don't want to miss this video. Released as part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program, the Idaho Quarter was the 43rd state to be honored in this collection. Idaho, known for its stunning landscapes and outdoor adventures, has a design on the quarter that features a majestic depiction of a towering tree, representing the state's natural beauty and its vast forests. The design is simple but symbolic, showing the power of nature that Idaho is known for. But, as you'll see, this quarter is more than just a beautiful tribute to the state. It's also a coin that can bring significant value to your collection, especially if you know what to look for. So, why exactly is the 2007 Idaho quarter so valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and minting errors. Many of the Idaho quarters were produced in large numbers, but only a small percentage of them have been preserved in excellent condition. Over time, most coins get damaged through circulation, which is why finding one that has remained in mint condition is so rare. Coins that are well preserved, whether from being carefully stored or just not circulated much, can fetch a much higher price, especially if they are part of a limited edition batch or special release. Now, let's talk about something that really gets collectors excited: minting errors. A minting error happens when something goes wrong during the production process, creating a coin that's different from the intended design. For the 2007 Idaho quarter, there have been a number of interesting errors that can make this coin extremely valuable. Some of the most sought-after mistakes include double strikes, where the design of the coin is stamped more than once, creating a blurry or overlapping image. Another error that's been found on certain Idaho quarters is the misalignment of the design, where the image is stamped off-center, making the coin look slightly skewed. These errors are rare, and they add uniqueness to a coin, making it highly desirable for collectors. Imagine this: you find a 2007 Idaho quarter in your change, and as you inspect it, you notice a misaligned design or a double strike. This isn't just any coin, it's an error coin, a rare mistake from the mint that could be worth much more than its face value. Coins with minting errors are usually one-of-a-kind pieces, and because they weren't supposed to exist in that condition, they become highly collectible and can fetch a premium price at auctions or from private collectors. But the errors aren't the only thing that makes this coin special. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are the ones that really stand out. If a coin has been through daily circulation, it's bound to show some signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or even dents. But if you manage to find a 2007 Idaho quarter that looks like it just came out of the mint, clean, shiny, and without any flaws, then you're holding on to something very valuable. Uncirculated coins are always in high demand because they offer collectors a chance to add a flawless piece to their collection. Now, you're probably wondering, how much could one of these rare coins really be worth? Well, the price can vary depending on the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and how many collectors are interested in it. The more unusual the minting error and the better the condition, the higher the value. If you've got an uncirculated 2007 Idaho quarter with a significant error, then you might be sitting on a gold mine. These rare error coins, especially when in excellent condition, have been known to fetch up to $37,000. Yes, that's right, $37,000 for a single quarter. It's amazing how something so small and seemingly ordinary can be worth so much, and that's the magic of coin collecting. So, what does this mean for you as a collector? It means that you need to start checking your quarters, especially the 2007 Idaho ones, carefully. Whether you've got a collection at home, you're looking through spare change, or you're shopping at a coin shop, always keep an eye out for those rare minting errors or pristine coins. A coin that seems ordinary at first glance could actually be a hidden gem worth thousands of dollars. In conclusion, the 2007 Idaho State Quarter is a perfect example of how coin collecting can be a rewarding and exciting hobby. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting to learn about rare coins, the 2007 Idaho Quarter is definitely one to keep on your radar. So, the next time you come across a 2007 Idaho Quarter, be sure to take a closer look. It could be worth $37,000. Top 5, we're talking about the 1999 Delaware State Quarter, a coin that might just be worth far more than the 25 cents you see stamped on it. Stick with us as we explore why this quarter is one of the most sought-after coins by collectors, and how it could be sitting in your collection, ready to make you a fortune. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of this beautiful coin. The 1999 Delaware Quarter was the very first in the 50 State Quarters program, a groundbreaking initiative by the U.S. Mint to celebrate the history and heritage of each state. Delaware, the first state to join the Union, was naturally the first to be honored with a state quarter. The design features a colonial drummer, representing the state's role in the American Revolution, with the year 1787 marking the year Delaware ratified the U.S. Constitution. It's a simple, yet powerful tribute to the state's rich history and its role in the foundation of the nation. But here's where things get really interesting. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a small fraction of them have the potential to be worth a lot more than their face value. And it's all thanks to rarity, minting errors, and the condition of the coin. Let's break it down. The first thing you need to understand is rarity. Although there were a lot of 1999 Delaware quarters minted, finding one that's in excellent condition is much harder than you might think. Over time, most coins get damaged through everyday circulation, whether it's from being dropped, scratched, or just being in people's pockets for years. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are extremely rare, and it's these coins that are worth the most. Now, what really sets the 1999 Delaware Quarter apart from other state quarters are the minting errors that make it such a hot commodity among collectors. You see, like many coins produced in the U.S. Mint, some of the 1999 Delaware quarters were struck with unexpected errors that weren't part of the original design. And these errors are exactly what make this coin so special. One of the most famous errors on the Delaware quarter is the spitting horse variety. This error occurred when a die used to strike the coin became damaged, resulting in a small streak of metal that looks like the horse on the coin is spitting. The spitting horse error is incredibly rare, and collectors will pay a premium for these coins, as they are seen as unique, one-of-a-kind mistakes from the mint. In addition to the spitting horse, there are other minting errors that have been found on 1999 Delaware quarters. For example, misaligned dies, double strikes, and even coins that were struck off-center have made their way into the hands of collectors. These errors are extremely rare, and they add a whole new layer of value to the coin. Imagine you're flipping through your change, and you spot a Delaware quarter with a unique flaw. Chances are, it could be worth much more than the average quarter, but it's not just the minting errors that make the 1999 Delaware quarter valuable. The condition of the coin is incredibly important, too. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have never been used in regular circulation, are the ones that will fetch the highest prices. If a coin has been well kept and shows little to no signs of wear and tear, it can become a prized possession for collectors. Just like a rare antique or a fine piece of art, the condition of the coin directly impacts its worth. Now, you're probably asking yourself, just how much could a 1999 Delaware quarter be worth? Well, it all depends on the rarity of the error, the condition of the coin, and how many collectors are looking for it. Regular 1999 Delaware quarters in good condition typically hold a modest value. But, if you've got an uncirculated coin with a spitting horse error, or one that's been struck off-center or with other minting mistakes, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. So, here's the big reveal. If you find a 1999 Delaware quarter in mint condition, and it happens to have one of these rare minting errors, it could be worth $60,000. That's right, $60,000 for a single quarter. It's amazing to think that something so small and simple could be worth that much, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. The value is hidden in the details, whether it's the condition of the coin, a rare minting error, or simply the rarity of the coin itself. This is why coin collectors always recommend taking your time to examine your quarters and other coins closely. Whether you're going through an old jar of change, sifting through boxes at a coin shop, or even browsing online marketplaces, you never know when you might stumble across a coin that could turn out to be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 1999 Delaware quarter is a perfect example of how a simple coin can hold incredible value. If you're lucky enough to come across one with a minting error like the spitting horse, or if you find one in near-perfect condition, you could be holding onto a coin worth $60,000. So, the next time you find a 1999 Delaware quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a close look, it might just be the treasure you've been waiting for. Top 6. We have something truly exciting to talk about that could have you looking at your pocket change in a whole new light. We're diving into the world of the 2001 New York State quarter, and let me tell you, this coin might look like just another quarter at first glance, but it has the potential to be worth a small fortune. If you love discovering hidden gems or you're a seasoned collector on the lookout for your next big find, this is the video you don't want to miss. The 2001 New York quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program, a collection that celebrated each of the 50 states with a unique design. As the 11th coin in the series, New York was honored with a design that represents the state's monumental history and status. Featured on the coin is the Statue of Liberty, one of the most iconic symbols of freedom in the world, along with New York's state outline. This design pays tribute to New York's pivotal role in American history, particularly its cultural, political, and economic significance. But while the New York quarter is a beautiful piece of history, there's so much more to it than meets the eye. If you're an experienced coin collector or just starting out, you'll want to know that this coin has some incredible rarities and minting errors that can make it extremely valuable, especially if you come across the right one. Let's start with the rarity aspect. The 2001 New York quarter was produced in significant numbers, just like most other state quarters. However, the key to finding a valuable one lies in the condition of the coin. Many of these quarters were used in everyday transactions, meaning most of them show signs of wear and tear from circulation, scratches, dents, and faded designs. But what really makes this coin stand out is when you find one that has been preserved in uncirculated condition. An uncirculated 2001 New York quarter looks as though it just left the mint, shiny, crisp, and free from any signs of damage. This pristine quality can boost the coin's value significantly, but there's more to it than just good condition. What truly excites collectors are the minting errors that can occur during production. These mistakes are rare and make certain coins worth far more than their face value. For the 2001 New York quarter, some of the most sought-after errors are misaligned dies, double strikes, and off-center strikes. Imagine finding a quarter where the image is slightly shifted, or where the coin was struck twice, creating overlapping designs. These minting errors are one of a kind and can make your coin incredibly valuable to the right buyer. Another interesting aspect to consider is the low mintage of certain 2001 New York quarters. Not all of these quarters were released in large numbers, and some were part of limited production runs. Limited edition coins, especially those with errors or that were only produced for a short period of time, tend to increase in value over the years. If you happen to find a low mintage quarter in exceptional condition, you might just have a rare treasure in your hands. Now, here's the most exciting part: the price. While the typical 2001 New York quarter might not fetch much more than its 25-cent face value, those rare coins with minting errors and that are in uncirculated condition can be worth a small fortune. In fact, a coin with the right minting error, excellent condition, and a low mintage can be worth $52,000. Yes, you heard that right, $52,000 for a single quarter. It's absolutely incredible how a simple piece of change can turn into such a valuable find. It goes to show that coin collecting isn't just about the coins you collect, it's about knowing what to look for, being patient, and having a bit of luck on your side. So, what does this mean for you as a collector? It means that the 2001 New York quarter is a coin you'll want to pay close attention to. Whether you're sifting through a collection you've had for years, looking through rolls of coins at a local shop, or just checking your loose change, always keep an eye out for those minting errors. rare finds, and coins in pristine condition. If you find a quarter with an error like a misaligned die, or one that is uncirculated, you could be holding onto something worth far more than a regular quarter. In conclusion, the 2001 New York quarter is a true hidden gem for coin collectors. It's a beautiful representation of one of the United States' most iconic states, but it also carries the potential to be worth $52,000 if you find the right version with a minting error and in perfect condition. Coin collecting is all about discovering the unexpected, and this quarter is a prime example of how one small piece of history can turn into a major financial opportunity. Top 7, and last rare coin. In this video, we're diving into the world of the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter, a coin that could be hiding in your collection and may be worth far more than you think. This is a coin that, for many collectors, has become a true hidden gem in the world of numismatics. Stick around as we explore why the Kentucky Quarter is so special, and what might make it worth a staggering amount of money. The 2001 Kentucky Quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program, a monumental initiative by the United States Mint that released a unique quarter for each state. For Kentucky, the coin features a beautiful design that pays homage to the state's rich history. On the reverse side, you'll find a detailed image of a thoroughbred horse with the inscription, "My Old Kentucky Home," which is a reference to the state's iconic horse racing culture. The imagery perfectly captures the spirit of Kentucky, a state known for its horse racing, bluegrass music, and deep cultural roots. But here's where things get really exciting. While most 2001 Kentucky quarters may seem like just another piece of pocket change, this particular coin has some rare qualities that make it an attractive find for coin collectors. If you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who just enjoys the thrill of discovering rare coins, you'll want to pay attention to the next part of this video. There are several factors that can make the Kentucky quarter much more valuable than its face value, and in some cases, a lot more. The first thing to understand is rarity. Like all state quarters, the 2001 Kentucky quarter was minted in large quantities, but not all of them survived in pristine condition. Over time, most of these coins were used in circulation, subjected to wear and tear from being tossed into pockets, dropped, or exchanged during everyday transactions. The vast majority of Kentucky quarters show signs of use and damage, meaning finding one in uncirculated condition is quite a rare and valuable discovery. When a coin is kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can be worth far more to collectors. Uncirculated coins are often free from the scratches, dings, and discoloration that happen with regular use, which makes them a much desired treasure, but rarity alone doesn't make a coin exceptionally valuable. What really makes the 2001 Kentucky quarter stand out in the world of collecting are the minting errors. These are the unintentional flaws that occur during the production process, and they're a huge draw for collectors. A coin that features a minting error is unique because it was not meant to be produced in that way, and this makes it a one-of-a-kind item. Collectors often pay big money for coins with these mistakes. For the 2001 Kentucky quarter, some of the most valuable and sought-after errors are misaligned dies, where the design isn't centered properly, double strikes, where the coin has been stamped twice, and even off-center strikes, where the coin design is shifted, making the image look askew. These minting errors are rare and can significantly increase the value of the coin, making it an exciting find for anyone searching through rolls of change or checking through old coin collections. But that's not all. There's also the potential for low mintage to play a role in the value of this quarter. Even though it was part of the state quarters program, some batches of the Kentucky quarter had lower than expected mintage numbers. This means fewer coins were produced in certain regions or batches, and those with a lower mintage tend to be rarer and more valuable to collectors. As you can imagine, these rare conditions, minting errors, uncirculated quality, and low mintage, create a perfect storm for the 2001 Kentucky quarter to be worth far more than the standard 25 cents. So, if you happen to have a perfectly preserved 2001 Kentucky quarter with a minting error, you're holding on to a rare treasure. Now, here's the moment you've all been waiting for: the value of these rare coins. If you find a 2001 Kentucky quarter that's in uncirculated condition, especially one with a minting error, the value can skyrocket. Some collectors have been known to pay up to $50,000 for a single Kentucky quarter in pristine condition with one of these rare minting errors. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for one quarter. It's incredible to think that a simple piece of change, which most people wouldn't bat an eye at, could be worth such a significant amount. So, the next time you come across a 2001 Kentucky quarter, take a closer look. It might be the one-in-a-million find you've been waiting for. For collectors, these types of discoveries are part of the thrill that comes with coin hunting. Whether you're digging through a box of old coins, sifting through rolls of quarters, or looking at coins that have been handed down for generations, the possibilities are endless. With a little bit of luck and the right eye for spotting errors or coins in excellent condition, you could end up holding onto a piece of history that's worth much more than you could have ever imagined. In conclusion, the 2001 Kentucky quarter is a great example of how even the most common-looking coins can hold immense value. From its stunning design that honors Kentucky's horse racing heritage, to the rare minting errors and high-quality coins that can fetch an incredible price, this quarter is a must-have for any collector. So, the next time you find yourself holding a 2001 Kentucky quarter, remember that you might just be holding a coin worth $50,000. If you enjoyed this video and want to discover more hidden treasures, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.